There we go. All right. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Muse. I'm Ginger Hopper. First things first today, okay? This week at work, I will be driving the special needs bus, which means I will be home later. So this video will not be happening around 9:30. I'm thinking more like between 9:30 and 10:30. Okay. I just want to give you a heads up there because I don't like being late. And I don't want you to think I forgot about you. So that will be for the rest of the week. I was actually supposed to pick it up today, but I told him I can't. I have an audience waiting for me at a specific time. So at the end of this video, hopefully I'll remember to circle back around for those of you who don't catch the first part of it. So you know that tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday's video is going to be a little bit later. Okay? All right. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk. Now, yesterday morning, we had talked about hurt people. And along the lines of that, I was also going to talk about the shadows. Well, you know what happens when I start talking? Holy Spirit jumps in and says, "Nope, you're not going to say that, say this." And so it went totally in a different direction than what I thought it was going. I'm sure somebody needed to hear whatever it was I said. And we never got to talk about the shadows. And even though I had made a voice memo when I wanted to talk about the shadows, so I'd remind myself about the shadows, I knew exactly where I was going with it. And I've known for 2 days now. This morning, I get on and I get ready and I type in my theme name and all that. And sit down and I went, it disappeared like that. I have no idea where I was going to go with the shadow. So let's see what he's got to say today. Okay. If you're on, say hi, give me a thumbs up. If you're not on YouTube, jump over there and hit subscribe for me. Uh, this, I've talked about not beating a dead horse before, and I was going to stop saying that, but I still am going to just give you guys a little bit every now and then just to remind you. But I want to, before we go into the shadows, wow, it just got really hot in here. Before we go into the shadows, I do want to talk to you about one thing, okay? So I am coaching and consulting, and I have very minimal fees for this. And the reason why my fees are so minimal, everything you see here is free, okay? I have a group called Hearts Discernment. That is also a free group. You can join there. Go to the Facebook page, Hearts Discernment with Ginger Hopper. You answer the 3 questions, and either I or my associate will allow you into the group because you have to be accepted into the group. The reason why we do that is because we don't want trollers in there being nasty and being mean. The reason for this group, it was supposed to be for everyone. It seems like it has turned more into a women's group, but we are not excluding men. You just have to understand as a man, there are a lot of women in this group. And well, I'm a woman. So a lot of it is geared towards that unintentionally. Everything in the Hearts Discernment group is also free. We talk about hard things. I tell some stories about some extremely hard things. Um, it's not anything that I would throw on here on a public forum for everyone to hear because that's defeating the purpose. The purpose of the group Hearts Discernment is for support for people who have had a hardship, like an emotional trauma, whether it be family, what do you call that? Addictions, like OCD type things, just whatever, raising children, whatever it is. The group is for us to talk intimately, to be able to reach in and help one another and lift each other up. As far as my courses, and I'm trying to make this very clear because I've had some people say, oh, I have to pay $47 to get into the group. No, no, the group is free. All you have to pay is answering the 3 questions in the group to get in. If you don't answer those questions, you're not coming in. Sorry, love you, but you're not coming in. Um, so the coaching and consulting is where the fees start. Now, my fees are very minimal. I started saying this a while ago. The reason why they're minimal is because I'm not trying to make a living off of helping people. I'm not going to do that. I have been through some stuff. Okay. I have been through some stuff. I look back on it and go, that was great stuff to go through because it's gotten me to where I am today. And now I can reach back in and help people. That's what that is about. The fees is just to accommodate my time and my resources and things like that. Okay. No fees for this, for Heart's Discernment. Head over there. If you don't like it, bow yourself back out. It's fine. It literally is just to help everyone who is watching. Okay. All right. With that being said, the shadows. Okay. Um, hmm, I still don't know where something's going to happen here. So I was thinking this morning about this, and I had this thought where, a lot of people say, oh, I lived in my sister's shadows, or, along those lines, to where you're in someone's shadow. And what does that actually mean? So that means that you're never good enough. You're always trying to live up to the expectations. For example, when I was little, I never had to live up to my brother's shadow. And my brother is awesome. I couldn't if I tried. He is awesome. No, he is extremely awesome, big brother. But I could never live up to how he was. So I was always in his shadows, but I never felt less than. The reason why is because instead of viewing it as, oh, he's all A's, he is a good student, all the teachers liked him, all the teachers would ask me, oh, is Corey your older brother? Sorry, names. Are they your older brother? Okay, so yes, they were. But I never felt like, oh, great. They know my big brother. Now they're going to expect me to be perfect. No, I use that because I knew that my big brother was a lot smarter than me. He's very intelligent. And I knew at that young of an age, him and I were completely different people. Luckily, I had a good enough home life to know that mom loved us both equally, even though I was a crazy wild mess and my older brother was headstrong into being awesome. I mean, I think I'm pretty awesome too, but not the same way. Just kidding there. So living in his shadows was only by is he your older brother? Now, some people would have taken that and been like, oh, so my brother, you expect me to be perfect and I'm going to keep trying and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do everything I can to live up to him because, oh, excuse me, because it's a comparison. Okay, I never compared myself. That is a personal setback, okay? I personally did not compare myself to him. Others may have, I don't know. But I'm not going to compare myself to anybody else. I don't care if you're in a sales thing. I'm not going to compare myself to somebody who's doing $20 million in sales and I'm doing $10 in sales, okay? I'm not going to compare myself. It's just not going to happen because I am who I am and I was designed for greatness and a purpose in my own speed. So here's another way of looking at the shadows. It's a hot day, okay? It's 95 degrees out. The sun is beating down. It's overwhelming. You can't breathe. You just need to cool off. Where do you go? You're stuck outside. Where do you go? You go to the shadows. You go under the shade tree with the biggest branches that give the most shade. Am I right? If you can't get into the air conditioning, you're stuck outside. Where do you go? You go to the shadows. So, how can being in the shadows be a horrible thing? Sometimes being in the shadows is like being under an umbrella. You're protected from the elements. Now, my older brother, being so very intelligent, so very popular, at least in my eyes, I don't know. He might have been like a nerd in school. Maybe everyone hated him and I just didn't know it because I looked up to him. I saw his value and his worth. Okay. I don't know. I assumed he was like Mr. Popularity, but I don't know. Okay. I wasn't in his grade. I don't know. I just know what I saw. And again, it all comes back to what we see. My reality was he was up here on a pedestal. So instead of living like, oh, I'm living in my brother's shadows, no, I lived for me. And when I would get in trouble, I would run under the shade tree. I would run to the shadows and I would live under there. Does this not make any sense at all? Hmm? So when you're looking at and you're thinking, if you're one of those that have a sibling or anything, and you feel like you're living in the shadows and you're never going to be good enough, you need to know that that is your reality. And your reality could be completely different than what's actually happening. And those shadows you're living under could actually be your shade tree. It could actually be protecting you. So I'm going to say something pretty hard here. Suck it up. I love you, but suck it up. Okay? You need to quit worrying about what other people are thinking or how they expect you to be, how they perceive you. It doesn't matter. It's none of your business what they think. It is your business what you think. And if you think you're living under someone else's shadow, then I am so sorry for you because that's what you've been trained in your mind to believe. You don't have to be living in the dark, lurking around the corner shadows. You can be living under the shadow of that wonderful shade tree that is protecting you. Does this make sense? Okay. Well, as usual, the Holy Spirit knew what needed to come out of my mouth because I just start talking and there it goes. Okay, I'm going to circle back around from the beginning again. Don't forget, tomorrow I will not be on at 9:30. It's going to be more between 9:30 and 10:30. I apologize, but that's going to be for the rest of the week. I have to drive tomorrow, and so I'm not going to be able to get. I mean, I could be back home by 9:30, but I probably won't even be off work till 9, and it's going to be about 45 minutes home. So I'm just going to tell you between 9:30 and 10:30. Okay, I I'm sorry I have to be late, but I will be here for you. I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget it's Central Time. But if you're worried about missing it, just hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, or if you're on Facebook, hit the notification button. You'll know when I come on, or you can just watch it later. I love you all genuinely. From my shadow over you, I am hugging you. Have a wonderful day. Love you so much.